You Ghana for Makwaba and also Save Blue Earth Organization. Yeah, from previous video, me introduce me honti and me from anymore me be mu a from the previous video no. Yeah, na me kan na nti to say school is free. You can knowledge is free. You krum na you 2 year school fees everywhere. Uko country be as well free education you know. You don't necessarily have to pay for school. Tino mo amu to me go school amu feel say mu betumi asua de mo mind for school no. Me share some link amamo for online course. You can do diploma, do everything. Just get the knowledge. If you want to do business, environment, if you want to study this environment, you can further it. So without wasting much time no, message yakobrofo na school for no yet to me ready me explaining and no me explaining what trinity and me per se mo nyina ye nhwe ne brofo na ye nyina ye ntumi sua bi. I will be reading it and after we can have a discussion on this. Se mo nti bibia se a ubetumi dey to comment section. Yen subscribe na yen share. If Ghana will move forward, it depends on you and I. So I want to share, this is from my environmental management studies. This explains all the concept of sustainability. So those students who were not able to have access to this knowledge, I'm sharing here. I'm not going to explain it much. You can pause it and read and we continue with the discussion. So like I said, the United Nations set up this commission to find out the various long-term strategies which will be used to achieve sustainable development to the year 2000, suggest a number of ways where visible concerns for the environment will eventually lead to larger and widespread partnership between our countries. The partnership will involve the participation of developing countries and countries in the various stages of economic and social development. All this was to help us reach common and mutual agreement to consider interrelationship between resources, environment, and management. It is right now we see students can travel all over the world for research and stuff. This was all the plan for us to get common mind. So I'm not going to waste much time on this. We move forward to the next page that we can also explain ourselves there. If you cannot understand anything for time being, let's put our questions under the comment section. Let's have a discussion. I will fix a date. We will go online. We can have a discussion, open our mind, how psychology has helped this. We are not here to talk about religion and stuff. We are not here to talk about what is bad. A way forward is the only thing we are here to talk about. So let's move on to the next page. Although the commission adopted a formal name, the commission, World Commission on Environment and Development, we all know this. Yeah, the commission held 15 meetings in various cities across the world in a fact-finding survey to determine the state of a global environment with the aim of acquiring real-life accounts on how humans interact with the environment. So like I said, they go under the sea, try to find out all our activities from the previous years, how we have affected the environment, how we can protect it, how we can sustain it, so that the future generation can benefit from this, and we ourselves too. So you can define the sustainability term as a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. And we have to be thinking of ourselves, of course, but if we are not thinking of the future, we can never survive because future is tomorrow. And if you destroy today, you will never have tomorrow. It is just easier concept like this. And every student would have understood this 36 years ago. We wouldn't have just been struggling, trying to find cars, trying to build mansions in the dirt, because if they are bringing you from Ghana to Mali, Niger, and stuff like this, you wouldn't bother to live there. So they came up with all this to help us sustain. If you look at the sustainability, the dimensions of sustainability, you see the economic interest. Those who study economic in school, or those who are doing economic science or something like this, they know all this. Those who are doing business, the framework for decision making, the flow of financial capital, these things were in our schools, but we did not know why we were learning this. Facilitation of commerce, which includes knowledge, skills, and competencies. Our leaders were far away from this education. This is why we were not able to learn this. We could have started research, learning ourselves. Our education wouldn't have been this competition. Everybody is just trying to be on top of the other. No, their minds have to work together. That's why when you reach the university level or the tertiary level, we have something of case study in groups. People are working in groups, but you don't necessarily have to get to university before you know all of this. It should start in the primaries. They have to work together to build the environment, protect nature. So this all helps us maintain environment, the social life, and the economic life. So in the report, these elements, economic, environmental, and socio-political dimensions, are noted to be part of the highly integrated and strongly interactive, yet poorly understood system. So we all now understand. We see abrochiri system no ye adwuma. The system is sustainability, and sustainability is psychology, and psychology becomes people's mind. The system is sustainability. So the Yeko school, we did all this pie chart, what blah 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 blah. This is a holding education. Some of them were new, but still we did not understand them. We have social, environment, economic. This became a system of government, like we have the three arms of government, the legislature. We need them, we need democracy, but still we need this system of government. We need to understand this system of government, because this intersection, the social and the environment, should be bearable, but we cannot bear to live in that environment. Not in that dirt. You cannot bear to live there. Social and economic is not equitable, because it is never fair how we treat people. If you are not having money, then you are less of a human being. This isn't the right way. The environment and the economy, they should be viable in between. This is biology. You cannot be buying food for pigs. You are destroying the economy. You cannot be buying animal food while you are not learning to produce. You are eating all these environment stuffs, but you are not trying to study them. So biology will tell us which seeds. Science has given us all these kind of seeds we can plant, all this kind of food processing. It should help in the economy, but in our case, we are depending on mining and cashew and cocoa and this kind of stuff. This is why our economy is so much bad. We can never reach sustainable. So at the intersection between the environmental, social element, the basis for bearability is formed. All of this. So if you can achieve all this, then you have sustainability. This is where you say the system is working. All these scientists came up with some equation called IPAT. Those who are studying environmental management, they know this. But it's not all this kind of mathematics we have been learning. If you are learning Einstein mathematics or these olden mathematics, now you are not going to create anything. The science or the technology has already been built. You don't need this olden. So just we study the impact of a given course of action on the environment. So in 87, I started a look at Africa. From 87, the impact of a given course, all these 36 years, we have done so much chaos because we did not know this. The relevant human population for the problem at hand. If you are looking at Ghana before, we were in 32 in 1987. We could have done it easier. But look at the population right now. It is so much of a problem. The level of consumption per person. Sorry. Look at Ghana. We cannot calculate how much every person eats a day. But we can have media, journalists who can come and calculate money which comes to the politicians. But somebody will wake up in the morning and will not know what to eat. People doesn't know the consumption for the next day. This isn't sustainability, the impact per unit of a consumption. So if we will be calculating how much of pure water we consume a day in that country, how much of plastics we throw out, we would have known how to deal with this. So the impact per unit consumption is a general term for technology and can be interpreted in its broadest sense as any invention created by humans, a system or organization that aims to either worsen or uncouple consumption from impact. So it takes like 10 minutes to make margarine. Yeah, we have all this milk to make wagashi and stuffs, but we cannot produce cheese and stuffs in that country. This is why we cannot achieve sustainability. And this equation isn't so much of mathematics for anybody. You don't have to calculate 1, 2, 3. You need to use your mind. That is why we are living in that country. So after all our school, paying all this money and living in this dirt, you are less like an illiterate. You are more than an illiterate. If you have finished your university and you are living in this is why we don't know the purpose of our education. Because this isn't a life of a person to live. We are all going on a wrong direction because this has been everything everybody is doing in this world. Every developed country, you will never see this. And this isn't any government's work to do. We live there. We built our own houses there. And it is our job to do this. If we knew how we could have done our neighborhoods, to maintain, we will come to those political, but you cannot be living here and be finding money. Your psychological mindset is not working. We all live like this, regardless of who. If we Ghana be draw bruchire, we will be buying everything. I the beba Ghana who have been antina teaching tompabua cars, abequi, apotray, and ho, I'm a Ghana for nya on beba bruchire, but net a cocono. Yet they are say crooning. This is desert. But it has been protected by the nature. Until you make it everywhere. If you see, say ya upebiaba. But neti fufu na ye disi dana ye nyanya huni mudia no. Emrofu mfanye we ye nyese babia ye ni kota ha. Neti me namse me de mempapo aduru fia. You see how it is. Everybody works here. Yeah, we mpaboa for that. Mrofu agwene who say ye mpaboa bi say na de fa ha ye no ma. This is winter. We have winter shoes. Obia obeba Ghana ho. Brunyin biya Ghana. If everybody from here coming, he is not an African or she is not an African, they try to live exactly like Ghanaians. Except Ghanaians and Kwa. We want to live like say we were in heaven. You are lying to your own self, your own mind, because you can never be exactly the same. Your mind is already corrupt. regardless of where you have been, because we all lack this knowledge. So if you see this my shoe, I'll be working in Europe for all these years, and so this shoe will be still fit. They've done all this. You say the system is working, the system is working. This is the system. Sustainability is the system. Atechewaha, but still, it's not that kokona atechena away you couldn't. They try to use this to cover the land, plant greens. Until baby and until where human walks, a little. Yet minyaska tile ye fear, ye wall, they interviewed one politician, who is this, that Chama to me. Nifie kwanya I was here buying. We all don't know. I buy any day when now you want a position, so say I buy. We are all part of the government. We don't have NPP and we don't have NDC, and we have Ghanaians, and Ghanaians have to live like this. But our psychology mindset is not working. We will come to psychology as a main topic. My wife has her degree in psychology. She's a therapist. She can help me or help all of us understand this easier. I want to end here, and in my next video, we will be explaining exactly how we came to Ghana to do this work. We will be explaining exactly how we can change Ghana to be better. Peace out.